we have to make a decision, all of us. The decision is a very simple decision. No going back. We don't want to go back from where we are coming from. We want to create a direction where we will create a world of 3 zeros.
Professor Dr. Muhammad Yunus. Mr. Yunus, it's such an honor to have you here on our Greater Festival. Stefan and me, we are both entrepreneurs from the bottom of our heart, and we love it to support people to unfold their potential, if they are entrepreneurs or not. And for us, you really are an idol with your work you have done over the last decades to support so many millions of people to unfold the potential. Thanks for taking our award.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me this honor. And I'm overwhelmed. I'm totally overwhelmed by the kindness that you bestowed on me to receive this award. With all my humility, I accept your award. Thank you very much for recognizing my work.
Mr. Yunus, you prepared some words for our community you want to share. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm delighted to say hello to everybody. I'm in Bangladesh now, in Dhaka city. It's 8 o'clock in the evening now, but I'm very happy to be with you and receive this honor from you. And as you are mentioning about the entrepreneurship, this is one of my issues that I have been raising for many years. Issue is simple, but very difficult for people to accept it. I keep saying that all human beings are entrepreneurs. Job is the wrong direction. We have been pushed into a wrong path to look for jobs. And I tell young people in Bangladesh and everywhere to believe that and tell themselves that I'm not a job seeker, I'm a job creator. And behave like a job creator and think like a job creator, not think like a job seeker. Because if you're a job seeker, you feel small. You are at the mercy of other people. But if you're a job giver, you feel tall. You feel you make the decisions of your life and what you want to do. And I also mentioned on the entrepreneurship, since you mentioned that human beings are born as entrepreneurs. Our entire history of human being on this planet is about entrepreneurship, not about jobs. And I remind people by saying that when we were in the caves, we are not looking for jobs. We are not sending our job applications from cave number 5 to cave number 10. Do you have a job for me? We never thought about that. We just went ahead, get our things. That's how we became known as hunters and gatherers. We are not known as job seekers, good performers, and as an employee. That's not what we are. We are hunters and gatherers. We are entrepreneurs. We are problem solvers. And we are packed with unlimited creative capacity. And that's the point I keep insisting. The moment you accept a job, your creative capacity is surrendered. You're no longer in possession of your own creative capacity because job is run by directions, by instructions. You follow the instructions, even if you hate them, but you follow them. Because these are instructions, these are the conditions of your job. And that makes you small than what you are. You are a huge human being with unlimited creative capacity. And that capacity can only be enhanced and be unleashed by entrepreneurship. So my entire work is about entrepreneurship. When you hear about microfinance, I was challenging the banking system way back in 1970s. When our country was going through a severe food shortage and we have famine in the country, people are dying everywhere. And there I was saying, no, the people can take care of themselves if we create institutions in the proper way. And our financial institutions are designed in the wrong way. Our financial institutions are designed for the purpose of giving more to people who already have more. The basic principle of banking system is the more you have, the more you get. If you have less, you don't get anything. If you have none, you don't get anything. So half the population of the entire world has nothing to do with the banking system. So they are left out in the open. All they have to do is to serve other people because banking system doesn't help them. I said entrepreneurship is very important. It can be enhanced. It can be unleashed only if the finance is connected. Finance is the oxygen of entrepreneurship. The moment you bring the oxygen to the people, suddenly they become alive, the financial oxygen. They become alive, active. They can do things they never thought they could do. So that's my effort to create a financial system completely different from the existing financial system. Approach the poorest people. Financial system always approaches the richest people. So I created an alternative reverse banking system to get to the poorest people. And I keep saying that we created a bank, which we call Grameen Bank or Village Bank back in the 1970s and continued to work and expand. I said, this is something almost the reverse of the conventional banking system. I said, when I needed a policy, a principle, a procedure in my bank, in the Grameen Bank, I looked at the conventional banks, how they do it. Once I learned how they do it, I do the opposite. And every time I do that, I become more and more of a completely different kind of a bank. And that's what I did, got the Grameen Bank. And I said, conventional bank reaches out to the richest people. We go and reach out to the poorest people. So this is a completely reverse. The richer you are, more attractive you are. That's the conventional banks. I say, poorer you are, more attractive to us. So this is the Grameen Bank. This is the Microcredit Bank. This is what we did. In conventional bank, men are focused. Women are left out, particularly in countries like Bangladesh. We created a bank focusing on women. So today we have 9 million borrowers in our bank, Grameen Bank, one of the largest banks in the country, but focusing on poor women. 97% of our borrowers are women. And it continued ever since we created it. We created this bank in 1976. And ever since, this is what we're doing, focusing on women. So when you hear about microcredit anywhere in the world, you'll know this is a credit, this is a financial system which serves the poor people, poor women. Not only poor people, it's poor women. And we run microcredit program in the United States. We call it Grameen America. We started about 12 years back. We have now 15 cities. We have 25 branches. We served 140,000 borrowers, all women, 100% women. And a startup loan is something like $500 and so on. And with 100% repayment, this is how the whole banking system works. So we reversed the entire banking system. And I said, when these women take money from Grameen Bank, they're not looking for jobs. Many people tell me that you are arguing for entrepreneurship, but entrepreneurship is a rare quality. It is only available for rare people, very fortunate people. It's not available to every other people. I said, I don't believe that because I do it the completely other way. I lend money to poor women. And these are not only poor women, these are rural women. These are illiterate women. They never went to school. They don't know how to read and write. All of 9 million of them. But I lend the money. And then money not to find a job for themselves. They become entrepreneur. They take $30 loan, $50 loan, $100 loan, and start a business. And start a business of raising chickens, selling eggs, or raising some animals, or raising some vegetables. And it comes so naturally to them. They never went to any business school or anything. But it's such an inborn thing inside every human being. They become entrepreneurs. So I said, if poor women in Bangladesh, illiterate women in Bangladesh, in millions of them, can become entrepreneurs, anybody in the world can become entrepreneur. Simply banking system doesn't work for them. This is it. And now we are struggling with other things, many other things, particularly during the pandemic period. It's a very sad thing that is happening during the pandemic period. First thing, many, many millions of people lost their jobs, lost their income, and lost their food. And many, many millions have been pushed below the poverty line because they cannot survive, and they are asking for help from the government and so on because they have no source. They don't have any savings. They don't have any food. There's no money because all the activities are gone. So this is a situation that we are turned into. And then we are talking about how to bring them vaccines to them to help them to survive during the pandemic period. And then that vaccine is not available. It's a very strange situation. Vaccines are available only to rich people in rich countries. And the rich countries are trying to keep them to themselves, not to share with other people. I said, this is a global problem. We should be sharing this as a global community, not kind of become a tribal community that we all try to protect ourselves, forget about the rest of the people. So today, with a very strange situation, we have been arguing, we have been sending appeals to the world that to make the vaccines as a common good, meaning that it would be patent-free good. There should not be any patent. People get surprised. Why do you say that vaccines should be patent-free? It's for a simple reason. There's so much capacity all over the world to produce vaccines. Now they cannot use this capacity because of the patent right. Big companies, big pharma companies, as you know, 3, 4, 5, whichever number you can have, they are controlling the patent. So they will not allow any other companies who has the capacity to produce it to produce it. I said, this is the time to forget about the patent so that you remove the patent so that everybody can produce, so that everybody can have the access to vaccines. I said, today what is happening, vaccine has become a symbol of profit maximization. The more money you make, this is the occasion to make them. I said, wow, what a situation right now that you have so many people drowning in diseases like viruses. They are struggling for survival. And somebody has boats. And then boats, they said, hey, I can let you come to my boat, provided you are the highest bidder. Only highest bidder will get into my boat. I said, is this the scenario we want to have when people are dying in millions and billions? And you are just offering this? So we are still continue to appeal for that, to make it vaccine as a patent-free. I'm very happy that the US president has agreed to give it as a temporary free, and French president and also many other Italian prime minister has declared that they will support that. And WTO is trying to promote that, and India and South Africa has launched this to make this vaccine patent-free. So this is another issue that we have been raising to make sure that we want to make it happen. We said the pandemic is a terrible thing that is happening. I also say this is a great opportunity for all of us to redesign the world that we were in. We don't want to go back to the old world that we are coming from before the pandemic. I said that was a terrible world because of the global warming. Global warming is going to kill us anyway. Human being became the most endangered species on this planet right now. We don't know whether we'll survive, how many years, how many decades. We don't have much time left. I said, we don't want to go into the same path which creates this endangered species for us. And we don't want to go back because this is a world which has been created as with extreme wealth concentration. All the wealth of the world is concentrated in a few hands. 1% of the population of the entire world own more than 99% of the wealth of the world. 1% owning 99% of the wealth. What kind of world is this? 99% of the people of the world has to live with 1% of the income of the world, the wealth of the world. And that difference between the 99% people and 1% people, the wealth gap is becoming wider and wider because our system, the machine that we call economic machine, is pumping up system which makes the wealth go away from people. So people are one side of the map and the wealth is another side of the map, in wealth map. So this is the situation that we have created. And this is a ticking time bomb. It will explode, destroy the whole world because of this explosion, but because wealth is getting away from the hands of the people who are in the ground. So this is not the kind of world we want to create. We want to create a world where wealth and people will live together. It should not be segregated. Wealth is segregated from people. 99% of the people have no access to the wealth. Only 1% of the wealth, 1% of the population control the 99% of the wealth. And that is becoming thinner, smaller and smaller number of people having larger amount of wealth in their control. This is a self-destructive system. Pandemic gives us an opportunity to create another kind of system where wealth and people will come together. So wealth, instead of running away from people, wealth will come closer to people. At the end, wealth and people will live together. This is the scenario that we want to create. And another one that is creating a problem that before the pandemic is extreme situation of unemployment. Artificial intelligence is coming in a big way, and people will be dislodged from the work that they are doing, because artificial intelligence will replace all human beings at any profession gradually, and it will come very fast, very quickly. It's now at the initial stage, and then it will explode. It will become exponential. More and more people will be losing their jobs. In the next 15 years, one of the projection by McKinsey, that within 15 years, more than 500 million people will be out of jobs in 15 years. So what happens to the next 15 years? The next 15 years will be all out of jobs. We have nothing to do. So what will happen to human being? Human being will become garbage on this planet. There's no use for them. I said, that's a dangerous path we are taking. We don't want to be excess. We don't want to be garbage on this planet. And nature doesn't like useless elements on this planet. So we'll become extinct faster than we can think. So that's the kind of thing we don't want to have. And in its place, one of the things that I'm raising and I want to share with you, I will talk about creating a world of 3 zeros. A world of 3 zeros. Zero number one, we want to create a world with zero net carbon emission. That's zero number one. A world with zero net carbon emission. Because today, with this carbon emission, we cannot survive. So if you want to survive in a happy life on this planet, secure life, safe life, we have to have zero net carbon emission. And we can do that. This is within our control. This is created by us. This mess is created by us. And we are the one who can solve it. And then second zero, zero wealth concentration. As I was explaining, there is no reason why wealth has to be in one direction. And this is done by the financial system that we have built, by the theoretical framework that we have created. It is not that this 1% people are smarter than everybody else. No, they are just the same people. But the system works in favor of the people who have more money. The more money you have, the more money you get. And you get all the facilities and so on and so forth. And if you are on the bottom end or the lower end, you get nothing. So you work to work, you become mercenaries for the people who are in the top. You work for them, they make the money, they give you a little salary and so on, make you happy. But all the wealth goes to them. I said, no, if I don't work for them, then they cannot control all the wealth to them. I'm the mercenary who is collecting wealth for them and give it to them. And that's why they become rich. So if we become entrepreneurs by ourselves, there is no way there'll be wealth concentration in the world. So second zero, that out of the 3 zero, second zero is the zero wealth concentration to end poverty on this planet. So poverty cannot exist if we design the system where wealth and people stay together. And the third one is zero unemployment. And that we can do by unleashing the entrepreneurial ability in people. If we don't work for other people, then we don't have unemployment. And we have to make sure our technology doesn't move in the direction to remove us from the world that we want to get to. So we have to be careful what kind of technology we are creating. We should not create any self-destructive technology, which is happening through artificial intelligence. So this is the task that we have during this pandemic period. This is a good opportunity to make up our mind. I keep raising the question, raising this position. I said, we have to make a decision, all of us. The decision is a very simple decision. No going back. We don't want to go back from where we are coming from. We want to create another direction. And instead of going the other direction, the self-destructive direction, we want to create a direction where we will create a world of 3 zeros and we build new roads to create the new world. So this is the direction that we want to go. So this is our commitment to create a world of 3 zeros. And with that, I will stop here. And thank you very much for inviting me and giving me this wonderful award.
Thank you, Mr. Yunus, for your inspiring words. Mr. Yunus, you're fighting now so many years against poverty. You supported so many people. You built up these great organizations. What is keeping that energy high we just experienced in your speech, that high energy to fight for others? Where do you take your energy from?
Well, if you say that energy is coming from people, that people who make the difference in their life, not that I gave anything, I only open up the door for them and they take care of themselves. When I say millions of these women transforming their life, their second generation, the children in their families are having a completely different life than they themselves have. They were illiterate, as I mentioned, but we make sure the second generation do not remain illiterate. They become educated. So we introduced education loan for them. We created social business venture capital fund for them. For example, we say when somebody says that I'm unemployed, I don't know what to do. I said, why are you looking for jobs? Looking for job is the problem for you. Don't look for the job. And I keep in Bangladesh, it's easy to tell them, did your mother wait for a job? What did she do? She just went ahead and got a loan from Grameen Bank to do what? Start a business. So you're coming from that family. So why are you looking for jobs? Your mother didn't look for a job. She didn't go to school. You went to school. You know what is the difference between you and your mother? Your mother is a natural human being because nobody could contaminate her thinking. When she got the money, she started a business. She didn't think it's unusual. But you went to school and your school has contaminated your mind. Your school made you into a slave only to wait for a job. So you're not a free person anymore. So first thing you do, go back to your mother, learn from her, become a natural human being rather than artificial human being that you are. When you are ready, that you want to do your thing, forget about the job, then we are ready. We have a venture capital, social business venture capital fund. You come with the business idea, we invest in your business. So all the money you need, we give you, and you make it a business successful and return the money you gave you. And we are a social business. We are not interested in your profit. We are interested in your going into the sky. You move on, you do your life. And you return the money, we give the money to somebody else. So we did that. So this is our social business venture capital. And it's working well. Right now, we have 75,000 young people who took our investments. We gave them the investment. And they are now running their own businesses, who never thought they will ever run businesses. When you put money on the table, everybody can become entrepreneurs. So this is the kind of thing that we do that inspires me, seeing that is really true.
Yeah. I mean, when you get these kind of awards, I mean, people like to talk, and we like to talk about your successes, what you just reached in life, all the awards you get, the Nobel Prize, the success, the millions of people you helped. People don't talk too often about also the faults you have done or challenges you faced. Has there been a time or a situation in your life where you thought, oh my God, I don't want to fight anymore, I give up? Did you come to these kind of situations as well?
There's a lot of opposition to what we do. And at the beginning, I was a little upset that people oppose such a transparent thing that I thought is so transparent that everybody will like it. But they opposed us. We were opposed politically. We were opposed religiously. Religious people opposed us because we are giving money to women. They thought women should stay home. They shouldn't be involved in business. We said, no, women can be as good entrepreneur as anybody else. And not only they are good entrepreneurs, I said they're a better entrepreneur than men because now we have chosen 97% of our borrowers are women. They have done fantastic thing for their families. But initially, it was a big, big problem. So we are opposed by theoreticians, by economists, saying you are kind of confusing everybody. This is not the direction of changing people's life. Initially, we were very upset about that. But then I realized, of course, they will oppose us because we are doing something absolutely opposite to what they think. So if nobody's opposing us, then we'll say, oh, they are not noticing what we are doing. And we'll be very upset that they are not noticing. When you criticize something that you have noticed it, and we have a chance to explain to you and so on. So the more opposition you make, we have more fun. That yes, you are noticing it, and now we can sharpen it, stronger it, so that we convince you. And along the way, we have convinced so many people. That's why we're discussing now. Otherwise, we will not be discussing unless there's some curiosity. How does it happen? You don't take any collateral. You don't get anybody introductions. You give money just like that. We get in Bangladesh every year right now, we give more than $3 billion worth of loans. No papers, no guarantees, nothing. And people pay us back near 100%. No problem. Not even pandemic is stopping them. It continues. And we do the same thing in USA, in many other countries, same results. So it's not just Bangladesh. It's now a global phenomenon. So we enjoy it. This is it. And we can persuade people. And then we are trying to introduce this in the universities. So the schools, and because the main problem is education. In education, we are giving the wrong ideas. As I was explaining, you are contaminating your mind. So you have to how to bring the alternative. What kind of world should be, so that the students, young people can see things clearly because their minds are still uncontaminated. So it's easy for them to see rather than the older people.
Mr. Yunus, I think you have a great skill to transform persistence into joy and even more into motivation. Maybe this is one of your strategies you used over the years. I'm so thankful that you shared the time with us. It's an honor. You're an idol for many, many entrepreneurs out there. Thank you, Mr. Yunus. Our award winner of the Gedankentanken Blaue Zunge 2021, Professor Dr. Muhammad Yunus. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.